Hey guys, AsePlayer here, and welcome back to another Stick War 3 video. We're doing Cotton 4K, we got Motoyasu, and we got Reknal, and we got two very different strategies going on. Reknal rocking the beautiful Marokai Ruby statue, that's actually really sick. And then Motoyasu, you know, there's nothing wrong with like a plain bagel, I suppose, but you gotta put some cream cheese on it, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, Motoyasu, he's going for a Spiriton, a Merrick, and a Dead, and an Archer, I guess, with a Dead Tower spawn associated with it. And he also has the Rune of Reanimation, which will respawn poisoned units. Don't really know how that's going to work when none of your things poison, but I guess it's a cool idea. Reknal, on the other hand, he's interested in a little bit of Sickle Wrath action instead of those Deads, and I can co-sign that one a little bit more. He's also going for some Tower Spawn that he's promptly going to be unable to use because Motoyasu attacked with an Archidon, and an Archidon is pretty strong when all your boys got like 50 HP. So he's going to dip, even though those Deads aren't too scary, but now he's got his own Archidon, and things are a little more even. Motoyasu is going to keep spamming those Deads, though. Maybe he will have some luck with those. But Reknal, he's going to be getting some Vamp returns on those Deads. And he's got a lot of AoE attacks, so they might actually melt pretty quickly. Quicker than you would expect, because they weren't staggered or anything. And Reknal finally going to take that tower back. And with it comes a Spiriton of Ghostiness on the way soon, coming to a desert near you. Gotta say, by the way, I love the Mirage effect going on in the background here. It's like one of my favorite map effects, I think. Dex did a really good job on it. Anyway, Motoyasu, he's got a whole bunch of Mana Crystal. He's got the Mass Heal for heavy units, and that's a pretty expensive buy, but if you get a whole bunch of Spiritons and you whip that off, the Heavy Healing Wisp can be quite the disaster. But we're seeing another disaster in action, which is Reknal's Ghost Spiriton going for the statue and forcing all of Motoyasu's guys to go to the statue too. They walk very slow, so this is quite the setback. Basically any Dead units are just going to struggle having to run all the way back. But Motoyasu has a real Spiriton. This isn't one of those uncontrollable guys. This guy, he can do things. And that's going to be enough to make Reknal run away, even though I feel like he was personally chilling. Not too sure why he's worried, especially because those Deads, they weren't going to be a part of the battle for at least another 5 seconds. But it's okay. He's just kind of chilling. And when you got another tower spawn on the way and a Merrick on the way, I guess you can afford to wait. But if you wait too long, then Motoyasu doesn't get comfortable in that middle tower. If he had like tower spawns of his own, Reknal would be crying right now. But he's working on the Dead tower spawn. I don't think it'll be out in time, though. However, Reknal, he is going to struggle a bit because looks like this is the Mass Heal, not the Heavy Healing Wisp. Oops, my bad. I didn't know it was that expensive now, to be honest. So he's going to Mass Heal all his Deads. I think they're mostly chilling, and unfortunately Reknal's going to lose that Spiriton. Reknal has basically gone from totally controlling the game to now being, you know, on his back foot. He's lost his balance a bit. And he's just kind of letting Spiritons die and stuff. That's definitely not what you want to be doing, especially if you had to give up the middle tower. You got to like build up and burst through there. Now, Motoyasu, I mean, he's got the Dead Ghost spawn, but it's really not that big of a deal because at least they don't go for your statue and force your entire army to turn around. Kind of insane. But Reknal, utilizing the Hold the Command on Spiritons, a very nice micro there. And now he's just going to start sniping fools, because those Deads are just, you know, they're standing proud in front of that Spiriton. Motoyasu not going to cast the Mass Heal, instead just going to kind of let those guys die. Reknal using the Merrick's personal projectile barrier to be a nuisance for Motoyasu, just not letting any of those Archidon hits to work. And he's cycling out those Merricks and just kind of subbing them in as necessary. He does have 4 Spiritons, and that is actually a lot. And but it looks like Reknal is close enough to disrupt the tower. It seems to be doing this little animation thing and not spawning any more Deads. So that's good for Reknal. And the main thing is just the longer this fight goes on, the harder it gets for Motoyasu because of all those Merricks. But Reknal really needs to be utilizing the projectile barrier a little more. He's not really doing that. but maybe they're all on cooldown or something. Moriyasu having a Merrick of his own. It's a projectile burying nothing, since Reknal's just hitting Spiritants right now, but that's okay. It's a very long-winded middle tower fight. That Merrick is definitely going to be doing quite a bit. Reknal, not so much. And it kind of seems like Reknal actually just kind of let his Spiritants die. Not too sure why that's happening, but it is really hard to just like cycle in Merricks like this. You would kind of hope they would just walk in there and help out. But since they're not, he's kind of struggling. RIP Moriyasu's Merrick. But he does have Merrick advantage, and he is like making more Spiritans and Archidons. Moriyasu, on the other hand, he doesn't really have the funds to do that. He instead opted for double Spiriton, and he won't be making two things at once like Reknal here. So he's actually kind of throwing away some potential. And Reknal, he's preparing for the tier 3 of tower spawn. It's definitely not good news for Moriyasu. And he is going to have to run with his tail beneath, between his legs. Beneath his legs? No. Behind his legs. Yeah, that one. He's doubled population down. That's a tragedy. And out comes two Ghost Spiriton buddies. And Reknal's Spearcher, classic strategy, by the way, very top tier, is just going to absolutely shart upon Moriyasu's mixed strategy. And Moriyasu is going to have to go back to the drawing board with this one. There's just no way to stop the sheer amount of damage going on. Reknal gives a GG, well played, and that's the game. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.